Mm. Yeah, it's a very good ear, isn't it? Hmm. I'll have to remember that. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Guild shop here at the Mages Guild. What can I help you with today? Oh, well, we have all kinds of things here at the shop. We have, of course, the finest array of different magical books, scrolls, and tomes, anything that you might need for continuing your pursuit of the magical arts. Whether you're looking to learn a new spell, or research a different field of magic, or perhaps learn about the history of magic, anything like that. We have an excellent, excellent selection of all kinds of different literature that may be interesting to you. And then, of course, we also have quite a few different items that can enhance your magical career as well. Different elemental wands, different amulets, all kinds of things. But then we do also carry quite a few other items that are maybe not particularly, for the pursuit of magic, but are still quite enjoyable. I find that often the finest things in life go well together. One of my favorite pastimes, of course, is learning new spells, reading up on all kinds of different things that can increase my prowess as a mage. But also, another one of my favorite things is enjoying a beautiful, perfectly curated glass of wine. So we also carry quite a few of some of the finest and rarest and most expensive wines in the entire kingdom. So, does any of that sound interesting to you? Perhaps you're looking for a new spell book or some magical items, or maybe you're looking for something to excite the palate. Of course, I would love to show you some of my wines here. Like I said, that is quite an excellent collection, if I do say so myself. You won't find most of these wines in any old wine shop in the city. These are very, very special. So, were you thinking more of a red wine or a white wine? Or perhaps something sort of in between? I've got quite an array of all kinds of them, so whatever touches your fancy, we can start there. Some red wines. Of course, of course. Let's see. Let's start with this one, shall we? This is a beautiful, full-bodied red wine. It's actually a bit of a spiced wine. This is called Dragon Dew. This one it's spiced with just a little bit of a mix of spices from the Warren vineyards. They are quite a feat of agricultural technology these days. They have some of the most interesting flavors to their wines. Just a little bit. You never want to go over the top. You want the grapes, you want the actual wine to be the star of the show. But adding just a little bit of spice to something can add so much body, so much depth. And their Dragon Dew is one of my very favorites. Would you like to try some of this? Of course. I love sharing my wines with people. I love getting to give people a taste of some of the finer things in life. Sometimes, you may like wine, but you may think that all wines are the same, or perhaps, you can't necessarily afford all of the nicer ones. But oftentimes people just don't know what they're missing. The finer the wine, the finer the experience. So let's pour you a little taste of this one, shall we? There we are. There. Smell that. Very full-bodied. But the spices give it just a little something extra. There, you try that. You see what you think of that. Fascinating, right? Yes, absolutely. One of my favorites when I'm in the mood for something with a little bit of a kick to it. Or if you're looking for something that is, this one is also spiced, but it's a little more subtle. It's almost a bit sweet for a red wine. Normally red wines are a little less on the sweet side, but this one is quite interesting. This one is called Hero's Mead. Now, it's not actually a mead. Mead is made from fermenting honey instead of grapes, so it's not actually a mead. But it does have some spices and a bit of honey actually mixed into it during the fermentation process, so it gives it a very interesting, very sweet flavor. It's quite good. This one is from House Foxmantle. A very good year, too. 1058. An excellent, excellent year for grapes, especially in this region. They had a particularly fertile summer that year. Would you like to try a bit of this one, too? Of course, of course. Like I said, I love getting to share my wines with people. I'll take your glass back. There we are. Now we'll try just a little bit of this one. See how you like this. There you are. There, give that one a sniff. Right, right. It's still that spiced, but a little sweeter and a little more subtle on the spices. Quite a lovely collection of flavors, if you ask me. Give that one a try, too. See what you think. I can tell you like that one. Yes, that is one of my favorites. House Foxmantle is... They're a family of nobles that have been perfecting the art of wines for centuries, generations and generations, and they really have it down to an art, if you ask me. Or if you're looking for something that's a little more unique. Now, you can get spiced wine that is not quite as nice as these, but, you know, spiced wine in general is not all that unique. But this is something that you probably have not come across before. This one is called Blood Wine. It's from a region called Aglarond. And this wine, as you can see, it is very, very dark. A very full, kind of punchy flavor of wine. And it is rumored that the grapes in the region of Aglarond have been visited by the cruel dead. Spirits of the cruel dead have cursed the grapes. Now, I'm not sure that I would use the word cursed, really. That's the rumor. But it does give them a very, very interesting flavor. It almost tastes like forbidden fruit, if you ask me. Very, very strong flavor here. Would you like to try this one? Pass on this one. That's all right. It's certainly not for everyone. And sometimes the whole cursed thing kind of puts people off. Although, like I said, I doubt that they're actually cursed. It's just a good story. sometimes the story is marketing more than anything. The more unique something sounds, the more tantalizing it is. Or if you're looking for something that's not quite so dark, I do have a beautiful blush wine. Now, blush wine, it has the fullness of a red wine, but the sweetness of a white wine. It's sort of the best of both worlds, really, especially if, you know, you like both of them, or sometimes people may not even like a straight red wine or a straight white wine, but they might like a blush wine. So it's quite a lovely flavor. And this one actually is one of my very, very most expensive wines. It is incredibly rare. There are only a very, very few bottles of this made every year. And this one in particular is very, very old. Not quite as old as I am, but it's getting up there, really. It's quite an exciting, legendary rare, you could say, wine. This is called Jasmarim Shadow. A beautiful, beautiful blush wine. Full but still sweet. It has depth, and yet it's still quite light on the palate. It is quite the amazing blend of flavors. And this one is from a very, very highly regarded vineyard called Vintner's Keep. They have been perfecting the art of winemaking even longer than House Foxmantle. Almost since the beginning of the age, really. They are known for their absolute perfection of flavors. Only the very best comes out of Vintner's Keep. That's why it's so legendary and rare. Because only the very, very best bottles are ever sold. I actually happen to have 3 of these bottles. So you can purchase, you know, an entire bottle if you would like. But seeing as we are here at the Mages Guild, I would be happy to give you a little taste of this one too. Good. You would be quite a fool for turning down a taste of such an absolutely rare piece of art as this. There we are. All right. Let's pour a little bit of this one. See what you think. Smell that. Yes. Very customary of a blush wine. That sweetness. And yet when you taste it, it is sweet, but it's less sweet than a white wine per se. It is absolutely delicious. And like I said, this is not just any blush wine. This is Jasmarim Shadow from Vintner's Keep. I'm so very glad that you like that one. Like I said, you will certainly not see that anywhere that you go. Only the finest connoisseurs of wine even know that it exists, really. It's quite special, quite special. Now, are you interested in looking at any sort of white wines? Okay, I do have one. This one is a little less rare, but it's still quite a lovely flavor. This one is known as Golden Fields White Wine. This is from a vintner outside of Mistledale. It's a lovely region, Mistledale. very, very good for growing grapes. Their grape harvest is often very lush. And they make some wonderful, wonderful wines. Now, do you know the difference between making a white wine and a red wine? Some people think it's different grapes, but it's actually often not. Now, there are different types of grapes that make different wines, but to make a white wine, before you begin the fermentation process, you actually peel the grapes so that the skin of the grape is not in the actual fermentation. Now, of course, with a red wine, you strain it and you purify it so you don't actually get any of the skin of the grape, but the skin is what gives it the color. So a white wine, you don't use the skin. And it does give just a much more delicate flavor, generally. Very good. Very good, if you ask me. Would you like to try some of this one too? Good, good. Let me get you another glass. I am not dumping out the Jasmarab Shadow. We'll just start with a new one. Here we are. There. Now, as far as white wines go, this one is... It's still sweet, but it's a little on the dry side. A very fine collection of flavors, perfect for sipping. Give that one a smell. Exactly, exactly. A bit fruitier smelling. A little less depth of flavor to a white wine, but still quite enjoyable. It really just sort of depends on the mood that you're in, whether you choose a red or a white. How does that one find you? Good, good. Glad that you like that one. As far as white wines go, this is probably one of my favorites. Miss Oldale is a lovely region to purchase white wines from. Now, I do also have something that is quite rare, quite exciting. And not everyone even knows that this one exists either. See, this is a very, very fine wine that's actually brewed by the elves. A very specific family of elves that brews it. And most people don't even know exactly the technique that goes into it. This one is called Evermead. Now, it's called Evermead because it is, technically it's still made of grapes, but certainly also has that honey in it for the fermentation process. So it's sort of a combination, I guess, between wine and mead. It's a very delicate balance that, again, this one particular family of elves has perfected over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And Evermead is only ever allowed to be drunk after it has been fermented for hundreds of years. This one, as you can see, is very, very, very old. This is older. Yeah, older than all of the other ones, actually. It's a very, very special one, especially to me. No, it's not my family that does it. My family is not in the vintner's profession. But I have met members of the family, although their creation process is a heavily guarded secret, so even though I've met them, I couldn't tell you how they do it. That would make it far less special if they just told anyone how they do it. Would you like to try some of this one? It is, I assure you, an incredible experience. Wonderful. Yeah. Take that Golden Fields and let's finish that one. How is that sitting with you? Good, good, good. There. Something truly unique. Good. I'm glad you like the scent of it. There. Give that a little taste. See how you like that. Good. Oh, I'm so glad that you like it. Most people don't even know that making something like this is even possible. There are quite a few things that elves have been able to perfect in their very, very long lifespans, but this one is something that is quite near and dear to my heart. Quite lovely. Well, I do have a few others, I suppose, that I could show you, but is there anything here that has piqued your interest that you would like to have a full glass of? Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Get out our larger glass for you here. I love these little glasses. These are also actually from Warren Vineyards, the same place from the Dragon Dew. They make these lovely little goblets here. You can see the design of the grapes. And the little leaves down. Quite a fun little experience, drinking a wine out of here. Alright. An excellent choice, to be sure. I'm sure that you will very much enjoy this lovely glass of wine. Now, can I interest you in any books that you may need, or do you have some with you that you would like to study? Okay, wonderful. Well, like I said, if you ever have any other need for, different tomes, different magical knowledge, feel free to come back anytime. Otherwise, this little shop is the perfect place to just sit, sip your wine, and read, study, or just relax to your heart's content. Good, good. Well, welcome to the Mages Guild. It's lovely to have you here. Be sure to check out all the other shops as you're here as well. There are many, many, many different unique things here, all at an excellent price, of course, because it is a guild. And if you're looking for any, particular type of magical user, for anything specific, whether you have a quest or a job or just you're curious about learning more, it's a wonderful environment here. People are very happy to share their knowledge, their expertise. So, have fun. It really is a mage's playground here at the Mages Guild. Perhaps I'll see you later too, huh? Alright, well, enjoy your excellent wine. I'll see you later.